Welcome back to another episode of the Bulldog Bark. I'm Colette.
And I'm Harrison. On today's episode, we will be looking at
our Mighty Bulldog Band 2023 marching show and the drum majors,
our AV campus tour of UNT,
a game review on Need for Speed,
and a look at the challenges of our school internet.
This is all right here,
right now,
on the Bark.
Did you know that our band students are already working on next year's marching show?
Not just the band, but the color guard is already working hard as well.
Let's check it out.
The school year is not over yet, but one group is planning for next year's show. The Mighty Bulldog Band has chosen a show theme called Somewhere in Time. They've also chosen the show colors as well as uniforms for the band and color guard. The show will be led by the new drum majors, Annika Earls, Adeline Myers, Kaylee Olson, and Letty Timms. We are all looking forward to seeing the new show.
I heard that you're not only preparing for next year, but for college. How was the UNT tour?
Yeah, it was great. It got to show me a lot of information about the majors I'm interested in.
That's really cool. Here's Jamie with the look at the university.
RCHS, AV2, and Practicum students visited the Media Broadcast Department at the University of North Texas last week. Part of our tour included visiting NTTV, the university's student television station. Students got up and close and hands-on with cameras and learned more about the program from both college media students and instructors. Not only does UNT have a television station, they also have their own indie radio station. Students rounded out their UNT experience with a campus tour showcasing various departments. At the end of the day, students left knowing what it would be like to be a UNT Eagle.
This year has really sped by. Miguel's latest game review is all about the Need for Speed.
Yo, what's up, Bulldogs? This is Miguel here with this week's game review on Need for Speed Unbound.
Gotta be kidding me.
The Unbound intro shows that this new art style will fit into the street racing scene.
Gotta be kidding me. Talking about $1 million for the summer house.
Need for Speed brings back its insane customization to its characters, cars, and much more.
Beep, 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 beep. I put it to you like this. You dust me in this, I'll let you have that.
The overall story builds up week by week to eventually racing against A$AP Rocky.
Takeover. They call me.
Over time, certain events like the takeover happen, so you can build up your street style.
Draco, new bandana on my face.
Man, you driving like you stole it. I like your style. Yeah.
Need for Speed Unbound's soundtrack can be mostly questionable. Like, what is this? Although the Need for Speed Unbound soundtrack can be questionable, it's no doubt that A$AP Rocky is the main icon of the whole soundtrack. Yet you can't deny the comfort-like art style illustrations on the cars and characters make this game stand out in its own unique way, which gives it an 8 out of 10. This has been Miguel for the Bulldog Bark.
On a more serious subject, Alex has investigated some of the issues with our school Wi-Fi.
There's a lot more that goes into it than I thought.
Here at Rose City High School, at least everybody has asked the question, why is the network so slow? Well, I'm going to tell you why, but first, I am not an expert. I did talk to our tech person here at Rose City, Engelbert, but if I get something wrong, I'm sorry. If you don't understand something, please Google it. Let's begin. First, we have to understand how the network works. If you Google it, it uses radio waves to transmit information between your device and your router via frequencies. Well, yes, that is correct, but that's not really helpful. You could think of the network as the highway, the road system. That's a network. Depending on what you're doing, whether that's watching a YouTube video, or playing games, or simply just doing your work. To a computer, that's all ones and zeros. Those ones and zeros are called binary. But why is this important to us? Have you ever downloaded a file or looked up your storage on your phone and it said 64 gigabits? Well, gigabits is related to 1 billion ones and zeros. That's a lot. Or having a terabyte is 1 trillion. That's even more. Okay, let's use this as an example. Let's say you wanted to go to your local Starbucks. You don't know where that Starbucks is. So what do? Pull up Google Maps and you search up Starbucks. You get the directions and you go. Well, this is the same exact way with your computer. If you're trying to go to a website, that website is run on a computer. That computer has an address that is called an IP address. If it doesn't know where this IP address is, it looks it up in the ISP provider. The ISP provider is like AT&T, Verizon, etc. So it can take even longer your computer trying to find another website. That's why going to new sites may feel longer. So having your websites load up before you even get to school would be useful. Let's use my website for example, alexbackhawk.net. Here is its IP address. This happens to every single website. Google has one, Amazon has one, you name it, it has an IP address. But we use domains because we are humans and we memorize in letters, not numbers. Alright, let's talk about speeds. Let's say you have 500 meg internet and you were going to download a 1 gig file. It should take 2 seconds. Well, I wish. With wireless, you can't even get the full 50 meg because it's wireless and it has to deal with other frequencies in the air that is blocking it. So it's not really useful. I mean, it's practical, but not reliable. If you want a faster, more secure connection, then use wired, but it's still not all sunshine and rainbows. A lot of your components could be all up to date, but some components could be not. Like your SSD may take time to write before it may ask for the next ones and zeros. So even if you did have everything up, you still have to deal with other people on the network. Everybody gets their own set of speeds. That's called bandwidth. Now, let's talk about the high school. The whole reason why I made this video. Everybody knows older tech is going to be slow. Well, it's the same with the high school. We still have very old tech in the school operating to today. The school has wireless access points, the thing that you connect to when you're trying to get to the Wi-Fi, in every other room. If they wanted faster, they would put it in every single room, right? Well, I have some great news. With the new CTE wing and the Project Bond, all that old tech is going to be literally ripped out. All the cables, all the devices are going to be replaced with brand new ones, which means everybody will have a higher connection. But we still have a huge problem on our hands. Do you remember how I was talking about your ISP provider has different plans? Basically, the more money you give them, the faster speeds you get. To my knowledge, the high school buys the biggest package they can get. But if you buy the highest speeds, that's it. That's all the speeds that you can get. So if we had 1 gigabit internet, that's all we can get until our ISP provider upgrades to maybe 5 gigabits. While we will have better connection, we won't have increased speeds, which is a bummer, but until our ISP provider upgrades, we're still gonna have low speeds, which sucks because more people are coming in and it's just gonna move the speeds down lower. The good news is, if our ISP provider does decide to upgrade, we'll be ready for those speeds. But we don't know when, so as far as I know, we're still gonna have the same speeds. And the school can't do nothing about it. So it's now out of our school's hands. It's up to the ISP provider now.
That's all for this week, Bulldogs.
To watch more episodes, go to youtube.com/RCTV Teen News.
This has been Colette.
And Harrison,
Signing out.